Hey everyone, how's it going? It is either over Andy Chavez coming at you today with a Veve OMI update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. The reason I'm standing is because my back is still hecked to high heaven, and I will not be able to sit down or move or do much for the next, foreseeable future. Anyway, we do have a couple things going on today. We will start with OMI. Also, commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon, smashing that super thanks button down below. So we'll start with OMI. OMI has actually up 2.5% on the day. Now this is only with $865,000 in volume. We are at 000809. So that does seem to be about where we're trading at over the last 7 days. It's been kind of wonky. It's been up and down and all around, but the currently, like I said, this is only with $890,000 in volume over the last 24 hours. What does this mean when we go and we get $8 million or $80 million when we 100x from here? Do we 100x the price? No, but do we 10x the price or 15 or 20x? Yeah, I think that's definitely possible, especially when we get more utility. Right now, I don't even know if we're listed as a utility token, despite some being on the precipice, but this will be listed as a metaverse token for a lot of different places, and it'll just go into random ETFs because of that. Compared to the market, let's see what it's been doing. Bitcoin is actually everything's down over the last 24 hours. So OMI is outperforming everything in the top 20, everything in the top 30 as well. So OMI is actually outperforming everything in the top 50 with the exception of Optimism. Not 100% sure what they are. Comment down below if you do. So we'll get on to, we'll leave OMI. Like I said, I haven't bought anything in a while. Couldn't go to work last week, not going to work this week, so I will be out for a little while. Hopefully I'll be able to start buying in September again, but I will keep you posted depending on how good my back does. The Veve feed has gone on and said, hey guys, we have the top 4 selling secondary market brands on Veve. This was for yesterday. Frozen's collection is still number 1. Jurassic Park 30th anniversary is number 2. The Nathan Sawaya, the drop that we had yesterday, is number 3. And the Marvel Mighties are number 4, despite not having a drop in there in over a month. We do have the Marvel Mighties at number 4 in the top 4 selling secondary market brands. The top 4 secondary market comics on Veve is Fantastic Four number 1. That is obviously the 3rd best comic over on Veve. 1 being, I think, Amazing Fantasy 15, and then number 2 being Marvel Comics number 1. And you have Uncanny X-Men number 141, Amazing Spider-Man number 294, and Spider-Man number 3. Those are the top 4 selling comics, again, as of yesterday. We did have somebody post over on the Facebook saying, we are experiencing a major shift away from non-licensed NFTs to branded collections from some of the world's most recognizable brands, and Veve is leading the charge. Bored Ape Yacht Club is down 17%, Azuki's down 33%, D-Gods are down 43%, and this is all in the last 7 days. Max Fear is in. Is the bottom in? I don't know, but the Secret Rare Spider-Man is up. Partners is up. The gold and silver Veve logo is up. A lot of things are up. So as the rest of the market kind of goes down, where's a lot of the money going to go? I'm not saying all of that money is going to flow into Veve, but some of it will. Again, if I'm going to be running a hedge fund, an ETF, retirement fund, whatever it is, and my job is to sell people on it, hey, why should you invest in my fund? Nobody in the world knows what a Bored Ape Yacht Club is. Nobody knows what an Azuki is or a DeGods is. They have zero idea, nor would it be an easy sell to sell them a pixelated Bored Ape. But Mickey Mouse, Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, all of these things on the blockchain, first appearance, collectibles, limited amount, with a company that's not in danger of going out of business, with a company that says, yeah, we're going to donate $1 million to this OMI to Gem fund, this OMI to Gem liquidity pool. We're going to take 5.5 billion OMI from our business development wallet, and we're just going to burn it. We're going to light it on fire for you guys. We're going to light it on fire because we don't need as much money. That is just a major flex. It's subtle, but it's major for people that know what to look for. That is a much easier sell to these people. Speaking of other people and other brands, we do have this guy over on the Twitter named Aaron saying, Recur looted 70 million off this space and decided to shut down on Friday. This is why we'll never go mainstream. Will meaning NFT place at large. And he does a whole giant thread just talking about, I think he's just mad at like the 1% saying, oh, the rich are looting us for millions. And no wonder why people clown NFTs and crypto. Time and time again, people will put their faith into a project, but it always ends up rugging, thinking that Recur's a rug. And I'm going to go out on the records here. I don't think it was a rug. I will go out and say my exact response up on Twitter, saying, the problem with this thread and others like it is the interpretation of data. I do not believe this was a rug. This was just a complete heck up in execution. From overspending to get the licenses, calculating between 10 and 20 million, to not releasing enough products, to not being innovative, to not hecking up on the characters. I did a video, which I did link down in the tweet below that, the comments on how they messed up the characters. The real way to go mainstream is to do what Veve is doing. Sure, anyone could have done what they did and made high-end 3D models instead of 2D pictures, but they didn't. Some complained that the tech was too simplistic, and you know what else was simplistic? The microchip. Pasteurization as well, but both change the world. It's not always about the degree of technical difficulty or doing what everyone else is doing and releasing JPEGs. Sometimes it's about insight and initiative, and that's where Veve has gone above and beyond and has won the decade. And this is on the cusp of their OMI integration. What I didn't mention in this tweet is how they take care of their characters, how they take care of their IP. I say, if you want to learn where Recur really went wrong, I post a link to it saying Veve shines in an economic down day. It is from a couple years ago at the 801 mark, saying it doesn't mention how Gary Vaynerchuk didn't mention them at VCon in 2021 or how they overspent on licenses. It's just gross negligence of the IP where they were misnaming their characters or getting the lore wrong. They didn't have it right. Veve does have it right. Anywho, moving on. And some people are going to go and get what they want no matter the cost. It doesn't matter how much time, how much money or energy that they have to give up, what else they have to sacrifice because they have to do that to get what they want. Veve NFT Comics says, took me almost 2 years, but don't give up. He got an MC1 secret rare. Again, in the top 2, top 3 comics over on the Veve app. And I've seen this before. I've seen people, when I used to advise people in Pokemon collecting, I'll say, hey, what are your collecting goals? What do you want? And they would tell me, I'm like, okay, well, general rule of thumb is to go and buy the most expensive item first. Why? Because if you have something that's, let's say, $8,000 or something that's $800, if the $8,000 thing doubles, it's an extra $8,000. Or if the $800 thing doubles, it's only an extra $800. It's manageable. You could do that. So obviously go and get the not scarcest, not rarest, the most expensive item first. It is something that translates. It seems to translate throughout the whole entire collecting world, whether it's Pokemon cards, numismatic coins, NFTs, what have you. So people will go and they've picked up extra jobs at Walmart, at 7-Eleven, at CVS, doing whatever they can, an extra 10, 20 hours a week, and they will go and they will get what they want. They will not be denied. The collecting spirit is in people. Like it's a part of them. Speaking of which, we have Grubba B saying 3 more to go. Congratulations, you have acquired enough points to make it to level 97. Again, I went over this the other day where a lot of the big wallets are the ones that are collecting the sub 100s. They're not just buying like what I do to get in the top 500 wallets. They're not buying $2 comics. They're going and buying real stuff. A buddy of mine, he was pretty vocal on here the other day, so I'll tell him about it today. Name's Ernie. He said that, oh, hey, he just happened to text me, and he said, oh, look at this. I happened to get the Lion King drop today, and he got mint numbers 68, 78, and 54. I think that's for Simba, Rafiki, and Scar, respectively. And I told him, like, hey, listen, there's this Veve low mint guy on Twitter that tracks all the sales of sub 100s on the market. A bunch of big wallets have been buying them up, such as yourself. Sub 100s are going to be super coveted in the future. And he let me know that he has 1,000 sub 100s, I'm pretty sure. Oh my God, that is so much. Anywho, moving on. Speaking of big wallets, we have Mr. MC1 going out and saying 3-digit secret rare comics for the collection this evening. Please check Veve app message for special offers. So he goes on the Veve app and he says, hey, leaving a message for people. The Veve feed currently is like a message board, and more on that in a little bit. But all 3 of these comics that he had gotten, the Howard the Duck, the X-Men, and the Scarlet Witch one, they are all 3-digit comics. So he's going and he's not just buying any old random mints. They are 3-digit mints. And what I mentioned about the message board, I was on Around the Okomiverse earlier today, like an hour ago. One of the questions that was asked was, hey, what do you think Veve's going to turn into when the Veveverse comes out? You know, because David had mentioned that they want to just be a store. They want to be the gift shop. And I mentioned a couple things. One of the things is, well, what are gift shops in theme parks? After you go on a ride, you're going able to buy things that are associated with that ride. Like if it's, whether it's bobbleheads, stuffed animals, slippers, whatever. But also, if you're on a really intense ride, and sometimes people get photos taken. Like whether it's Harry Potter, Universal, a roller coaster, you'll be like, a picture gets taken and you're able to buy that picture for $5 or $10 or whatever. What if we have games? Remember that Metaverse Life video that came out like a year ago? Or it wasn't even that long ago. It was recently when you had the DeLorean and you had the Ecto 1 and you had the Lambos all racing. And guess what? It was fun. Chucky wound up winning that. Spoilers. What happens if we have a race that's really close, a too close to call, or an experience that you do in the Veveverse, something that you could do every single day, every hour, every minute of every day, and somebody takes a picture. There's a snapshot, and you're able to go and buy that. Now, most people are not going to want to buy a snapshot of a photo of you in a race, but you might want that. You might want that memory. Because again, they do that in the physical world at Disney parks, Universal parks. They might as well do it in the Veveverse. But what's going to happen to the Veve app? Well, I do think that the Veve feed is going to be more like a message board. Hey, there's going to be something fun in the Veveverse. Bring your Todd McFarlane Batman. Bring your Superman. Bring your Gold and Silver Veve logo. And you can only get in if you get this. For Brock from Blockchain, he'll say something about Korra. Only get in if you get a Korra. And it'll start there, and then it'll be like, hey, I just bought 3 plots of land. I have a bunch of skyboxes. I have all this. I have zero artistic capabilities. I have no skill in that area. Somebody that is good, that's into this, show me your portfolio, and I'll go and I'll pay you to build mine. $20 an hour, $50 an hour, however good they are, however specialized they are. This is what I think it's going to be. It's going to be a message board. There's going to be a whole bunch of jobs on there, what people want to do, whether in the Veveverse. People that go to the gym see it all the time. They'll go and they say, hey, personal trainer, you need this. Do you need a lifting buddy? It'll go and be a message board for people to do activities in the Veveverse, whatever it is. And I can't heckin' wait for it. This rumor is popping up again. Could Disney go and buy DC? I would thoroughly enjoy that. I would love for them to. Why? Well, Shazam 2, opening weekend, I remember that making about $30 million. Black Adam, $67 million. Wonder Woman, 1984, $16 million. And these are not good numbers. These are very bad numbers. And same thing we had this weekend for Blue Beetle. $25 million opening weekend. And this is touted as James Gunn's first... Oh, no, this is our first movie in the new line of movies that I'm doing. He was brought in to save DC. And they are not doing so hot, like, at all. I think that it is possible for either Disney to buy them or for them to go and back the truck up saying, hey, we need to go and make as much money as possible. Where's the best way to make money? Disney could buy them, sure. Or they could say, hey, we're not making too much on any other platform, NFT platform. Now, I know, obviously, Hero goes and makes a little bit of money all the time. I really like Hero. I know on Palm, they release comics about once a week, and the comics are cool. I don't know how much money they make, not as much as the comics that are on Veve, but they do release comics there once a week. I think that if they wanted to consolidate and go where the money is, if they want to follow the money, they could very well back that truck up and go into Veve at some point. Oh yeah, we had a couple of MC1 sales. We have Aoki Jamel over on the Twitter saying, what happened? MC1 was under 5K floor last time I checked yesterday, and then suddenly it's 9K. So you have these big crazy moves like this. And you have Dr. Howard, who is now, I guess, known as Mr. Fantastic Four #1, who has 4 of those secret rares. Absolutely bananas. If I check the mints on these, they are nothing really to write home about. But again, 4 secret rares of those. That is, in my opinion, the 3rd best comic over on the app. Moving on. Okomi had gone and posed and said, before you can use your OMI in the Veve official Master Collector program, you'll need to create a MetaMask wallet. That learn how to use MetaMask, so they are going and mentioning OMI a lot more. Very excited that Okomi's posting again. Also, flash from the past, August 2022, Omar Kasaje goes and posts on my live stream, a Jaunty Jig Common Steamboat number 41 sold for $4,029.10. A person that has a lot of golden moments bought it. I'm not saying that the Common number 41 steamboat will get that high again, but a lot of things, even if they don't go back to where they were, they're going to go up again at some point. How much? I don't know, but I'm very excited. Shout out to Veve today for making over $200,000 over on the drop, and that was the Lion King drop. The one that really got overlooked this morning was the comic drop, the Loki from 2004. There was originally 5,000. Oh, actually, they didn't actually do too bad. It's, I think, like 4,000 of those sold. And out of the 4,000, yeah, so $28,000 on that. Good for them. I know a couple of people bought a couple of them. That's something that was overlooked, and it's an extra so wild that nobody talked about it. I don't know if anyone wanted that comic. I don't know. I've heard like maybe one or two people say they bought, and they still made $28,000. This is like a nothing drop that is completely overshadowed by Lion King, one of the biggest IPs ever, and it still made $28,000. And Lion King sold out on top of that. Lion King sold out, and let's see what it actually made, the actual numbers. I posted it over on the Twitter. I think it's like 208 or 212,000. So altogether, it was a $30,000 day. Actually, a $240,000 day for Veve. Shout out to the Modern Investor, still not 100% sure when he's coming on, but saying we might see the end of this sometime in 2023 with the thumbnail, "This will be crazy for crypto." And Veve says, appreciate the shout out on the first Marvel, Disney, DC, etc. digital collectible NFTs. So it is nice to know that he is going and continuously pumping us up. We have a post from Robert Long over on the Facebook saying, did a thing, felt undervalued for a major first appearance with less than 900 editions. Thanks for selling so cheap. And it was Scar. So he picked up 4 of those Scars. And as you can see, he got 2 of the frozen pencils. So we should be able to get those Lion King. Pencils this week. I'm hoping Friday. We shall see. But Scar is currently at $95. And there were originally 894 of them, which they keep 90 of, so there's only 804 of these. This is really not a lot, and this is a very major villain. Lori Brenner, or Queen Veve, wants to post, the Queen wants to shout out Foster Hilt for his YouTube video that helped her get some Okomi staked on the app before her husband took it all for his account. Let's get some utility now. You see a lot of people, I think over 500 million OMI has already gone into the app, and that's before the utility actually even starts. Once that starts, and people start going and seeing, oh, hey, guess what? I'm no longer Master Collector. Let me go stake that. And that is something else that I wanted to go over. Actually, I think I already have in another video talking about the gold and silver Veve logo. But yeah, Master Collector level, eventually that is going to be unattainable for most people. And so we'll be able to staking 10 million OMI in the app. I know right now that is nothing. Right now that is $8,000. Most people can do that. But this time next year, when OMI does a 10x, and we're at $80,000 in order to stake 10 million OMI, that's a lot. And then what happens the year after, when it does another 10x? Suddenly you have to stake $800,000 worth of OMI to get that max 10 million. That's a lot. So, not financial advice, but if Dashi was talking to me saying, hey, you know, when should I get this? Dashi, you get this OMI as soon as possible. If you want to stake, if you want to continue being that master collector, if you want to continue you're going to be incentivized in order to put a bunch of OMI on there. If you want to go and do that, I would tell Dashi to do it now. Anyone else, I can't give financial advice between you and your accountants and all that. Robin Blockchain posts, as promised, anyone with Recur Forever stuff that owns a Feesh can apply for a Recur refugee status by submitting their wallet and choice of perk from him. I tried to make it super simple. I'll process them ASAP so you can at least make a tank. Airdrops will go out later. Love Brock McBlockchain. Love everything that man does. Speaking of Brock McBlockchain, he says, when he thought I made up what was a governor of a state, the Feeshes present Feeshissippi. Sign ceremony is October 7th in Slowjamistan. So Brock McBlockchain going really, really crazy over there. Feeshissippi, the world's best buried water park. Also, another golden Veve logo sold. It is up to 4,700 right now. Okay. Oh God, I guess I was still recording. I want to show you this $10 bill that was made to look like Groot. I think it was really cool. Anywho, moving on here. Dr. Prophet goes and posts, 40 years ago, the BBC unveiled the miniseries Play for Tomorrow, eerily foreseeing our future. We may not be there yet, but it is closer than you think. And there was just a lady going and putting on glasses and looked like she was in a metaverse. Veve Meister posts, official, the waitlist issue was not because of the extra minute, but because the cloud servers didn't scale. It was fixed, so we should not have that issue again. So there's something I want to go over. It is from Slider2333 saying, the total money in crypto is around $700 billion right now. Gold market cap is 13 trillion. If Bitcoin is the digital gold, I think we're going to be getting a lot more liquidity over the next 10 years. Bitcoin will flip gold at some point. Right now, all the ETFs, I think together, combined, they have a total of 16 trillion in assets under management. So I'm not saying that, Bitcoin and crypto gets 10% of that. 1.6 trillion is a lot, but I think they can get 1%. 160 billion already just going into Bitcoin or Ethereum is going to rocket it. I think a lot of other altcoins will do really well with that as well. And then another comment we had around the OMI is from YegsY saying, when Veve implements the leaderboard, they should break it down by global continent, country, state, county, radius, gives everyone the opportunity to have status. And is asking for thoughts. Well, I have a couple of thoughts about these. We track everything currently. We track which wallets buy the low mints. We watch where the low mints go. There's already Noldor Live on Twitter, which tracks the top 500 wallets. We track everything. You think we won't track who has the most OMI? I've seen this before on Earth 2, where the South Koreans got into the game, and I told everyone exactly what was going to happen. South Koreans, they are this big family. They go to a country, they buy it up, they buy all the best spots. They leave, they do another one. That happened in Earth 2. And I see that happening with Veve and OMI as well. They will, when we track this eventually, we're going to see, okay, who has the most staked OMI? You have Dr. Profit has a ton that's going to stake. You have, obviously, David and Dan. I don't know if theirs will be considered stake. They'll lock it up. But to go by which country, you can be damn sure there's going to be these country wars. Oh, we're staking more. There's more OMI. There's more wealth in American hands than there is anyone else. And you think that's not going to happen in the Veveverse? You think that's not going to happen? Oh, hey, this amazing piece of art that's next to Disney, something with an American company, is going to want to be in American hands. I will make it so that some of these are going to be in American hands. You want that. At least I want that. What you want, what everyone else really is going to want that's invested in this, is for people like me, big whales in South Korea, big whales in Australia, big whales in all these other countries to want to fight, to want to go and say, oh, we're hoarding the most OMI. We're hoarding the most gold. We're hoarding the most land in the Veveverse. That's just going to make the investment go uppy, uppy, uppy. You might think Chavez is crazy, but I know it's going to happen. Anyway, that's it for me. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you guys. Goodbye. Okay. Meow, meow, meow.